a weekend obotu no watugwa. In fact, big games no dos but me in two pay. One in Italy and another in England. And or AC Milan versus Juventus in England. And then so even the Merseyside derby, but I have a reason. Me don't know train channel for now. Yes, I have my personal reasons, and me do that. Make me tell for na lati. I know your early kick-off at exactly 10 a.m. In the match as if you want to now me the Arsenal and then also Team Chelsea. They not me too. Now me that so me be read the Italian Serie A. No Juventus versus AC Milan. Will go say premiers and take a kind of pay. Merchant I'm that native for nibi. And I bet mate him now. Madam native now. Me shots no me starting free the Merseyside derby no more. And then for the Merseyside derby, it happens to be a fixture between that is Liverpool and on a club and the Wafano that is Everton. Now make a big game, you know. In fact, or a derby, but your derby CBA it is losing its spice. And Rebecca de a dawo won't pray and for the day in and day out. Okay, Ubutu no walk venues no walk some of these fixtures, no gradually it is losing it. And the Merseyside derby, no I bet I think it is one of them. Because gone with the days it is getting so competitive. Obiale preno when you bibino de film, but in recent past, you know, it's become more of a Liverpool show rather than a competitive or a debut and kebinya da only being able to compete so well. And therefore, this fixture now, I bet Ebonde even about the last more than 25 Premier League games and they Liverpool but they tear Everton, they are getting respectable scorelines. Will win no more. That is 11. No will draw 18. Anytime be a better Everton will share Liverpool and same I bet it is not really something to write home about. I didn't part the quarter to Everton will share Liverpool, but we will now get a very respectable scoreline with the fiction. So I'm not really expecting an upset to be with regards to the Liverpool and on the Everton game. You know, there's one individual in the Liverpool folder. Also, I think that he's getting to cloud 9. If not in cloud 9, getting the Mohamed Salah. Why he involved in about 27, that is Liverpool goals away to watch in the last 23 league appearances. Always 16, I bet not my 11 assists. That is the kind of player you can watch. And to say, confidence in this qualification, you can consider the player in Mohamed Salah getting onto the score sheet. And as it stands nowadays, I think that it is the only transfer you saw to Liverpool able to na yakado. Yellow headed Georgian club to know why be before na or that must set up nana because in your player last 23 matches now only involved in 26 goals. Nanga saw only Shenumu that is 16 all my 11 assists. It tells you the kind of individual and all praise from the right side of team and the Wafano that is Liverpool on attack. When I want to know Michael Lunko no dano for Everton I bet all couldn't do you but defensively no. Ukraine in a suspect pants. Yes, how Liverpool be fair as far as this game you're concerned. But Mama will tell me you wonder won't see because if Everton in recent games are well, especially in the last season, they've been accumulating some beautiful score lines. If the one the last 4 games they have won 3 and lost only 1. A combined 6 in Yabu, Mebono will lose 3. On the and we lose 2 now I draw 1 on the road. But the last 3 games and 4 games Ebono get a very good results as far as one fixtures are concerned and now we 3-1 against Brentford away. Now we 2-1 over Aston Villa. Now Luton Town the best one by 2 goals to 1 was Sansu Babaka over Bournemouth by 3 goals to 0. It was a very resounding victory and now Everton set up no Wolinya. So you Liverpool and now you might be turning your attention to recent games a while to go between the two sides. And on the results away, and I been okay. This is another foregone conclusion for Tima Wolfen Liverpool. But if the form of the current Everton team is anything to go by, I bet I think that they can really consider or attempt to cause an upset. Personally, I don't see that happening though. But one of the players on the field of play for Liverpool growth to prominence. I bet what catch my attention upon Dominic Soboslai and F.R. Dominic. I bet now before I touch down, now attention inside I knew because no before a side in the German Bundesliga. A room with Germany and Bama Monchen Gladbach and Bama Leverkusen or a Bama Borussia Dortmund. I bet attention in Yodo. Last 5 seasons, the club in Rasenballsport Leipzig will to now rise the Kakanda wall compete. On opponent doesn't get closer to the Bayern Munich and the Borussia Dortmund. Want to stand that. And it's a for them, I bet. Attention inside I know them. It's one and all room to club of Liverpool. It was only those that were paying a lot of attention to the club in Leipzig and now winning the brave. Nonetheless, ever since or touch it down on so now he's been getting a very stellar performances consistently. And the man a best friend from players and what is called for Abedo case and you remember rise up to the occasion. And if a hit map in games are bad, mostly on the interior right side of the field. And the bond cover grounds even defensively, he is present. And at this age, and then also level, you'd expect the that's consistent. They say opponent in the ball now. What do? It makes sense that you withdraw and come and support defensively. Born in ya turn into attack for Team Liverpool. He will be also present. Born in Yaba, the space no horns no better than an so Obutu drive into the back of the net, and also the support of Alexis McAllister. I watched McAllister in the World Cup. I watched for Brighton and Hove Albion before about joining Liverpool. You can see the difference in how John Klopp no using assistance now. It was mostly beyond the halfway line in the half of the opponent. I want to know that Alexis McAllister and I bet all plate from power in the interior side of the midfield. A typical playmaker na or an advanced position, but because the Wataru and no other players expect one on Kobutu ball as pivot for Team Liverpool, one lacking into the bed. If a recent heat map now, to them telling that to do, you can see the difference. McAllister with Brighton, McAllister with Team and the Wolfen in Liverpool. A bone of wild draw on a palm, and that is where. As it stands now, a restriction for Alexis McAllister. Nonetheless, for baby or ball in Ankara half, no, Onya the a very vast land to see. Anytime a ball, Babano, he has the time to decide where to send the crosses and then also the passes are ordered straight to opponent. Pass so in your bitter McAllister, Dominic Sobosla, and then also Mohamed Salah in their heydays and then also very much informer. I think that Wotung will cause a lot of problems for Everton when they set up, and I think the materials for one so very much available on radio. Me believe the club of Liverpool no Wotung win at the 3 as 1 point as far as the early kickoff are concerned. And me mention early kickoff because what it class be na nya do do match 11:30 na kwahwe opponent na no but na a favorite abed William Tumisho because it's done a lot of clubs nti say a Liverpool say ko share this inform in quote Everton na say e bia e bekere oye early kickoff you would have to just be paying attention to the little details, but nonetheless, more conclude the Liverpool budget the 3 maximum points away from the Merseyside debut, the London debut, you beat him the Yenya. And I bet for the Merseyside debut, and Americana, obviously the favorite, Liverpool and Matip on the budget. But between Team Chelsea and Arsenal, so I bet the Uncle Casampa on your dear straightforward, the original brand, the part of budget the 3 maximum points, between Team Chelsea and then also Team Arsenal. But the share with Chelsea, especially at least on your crowd in the last 3 matches before the international break, I bet you cannot just write them off. Me one of the few people believe there's a club perform not say immediately 1 minute to know when the international break now. It can go like Charlie, or and I am very much afraid for club often in the that is all Chelsea. The form what the bay and Wallace Brighton who have in the EFL Cup. Wallace Fulham in the Premier League. Wallace Burnley in the Premier League. At least it could have continued. There came the international break. When you've been a while, you have no other option than to let your players go and play for the various national teams. And join Arsenal versus Chelsea. Wabra, troll and neighbor then they with the that's Brighton Hove Albion for Arsenal one. What the Ben last saw the Fulham for Abeji. Now they are knocking on the doors of Arsenal. Actually, we are the sledgehammers. Yaba, Wumbo Abonman in down so because in the last 3 matches for Team Chelsea, I bet they've gotten respectable score lines. But these are 2 of the clubs will exchange players. Yeah, for Arsenal and on the Chelsea, I bet will exchange players. John on Spice 91.9 FM on Facebook. You can see a list of some few players being the wow for both Chelsea and then also Arsenal. Just to mention by the few, even the goalkeeper department, you have seen Peter Cech. Wow, but damn Chelsea. Eventually, he ended at club and the Wolfen Arsenal as a goalkeeper. On Okwen, so Bialan Huawa, will prove it to be very much important for the club and the Wolfen Arsenal. Even your last night, they are eventually local bomber Real Madrid. Also, but Chelsea sounds better, Arsenal Bobo Kono as a defender. And for his consistency and quality, I bet it can never be in doubt. Even David Luiz in recent past, and now Bebrinano at Chelsea will believe that that is the standard of the highest level of football. When an Oba club of an Arsenal, he became the villain. National for do baby no one penny in my head. I cannot afford the difficult club. It is still a misery. Say how come David Luiz left club Arsenal without, commanding the first team level and another point, that kind of consistent player. To them and a yellow channel at team that is Chelsea. Even William Gala, also playing for Team Chelsea, and then also that is Arsenal. Also be passing through. Ebenya Ashley Cole. And Ashley transfers was one of the transfers it had to break a lot of hearts of Arsenal fans, because it was at a time and never could have a prime and now quite a very worrying situation for Team Arsenal. Any time over to be about football or soccer, no Chelsea for the change over Bafa. Their captain is Fabregas. Eventually, Chelsea in the Wababa Jogging fellow was once the captain of Team Chelsea. On no see form and Arsenal for J. And to say compare players who if Arsenal and Chelsea now, they are players that have gotten to the highest level of their careers. But I shall want to worry for Chelsea and Arsenal. A becker one will see form and a Chelsea for John one damn Arsenal. So mostly they were picking players from Chelsea. One Sadana won't need their prime of their careers, and a bit that is Oye Petit, and so also Bebo team the Chelsea, also sounds so Bebo more the Arsenal. Nicolas Aneka, he also passed through. Even Olivier Giroud, the recent past, I bet he's part of the fold. And the last time around, you beat the pair America Aubameyang, moving from that is Arsenal, cross the carpet, corner number, Barcelona and Bembia, a big room or Chelsea Bebo boy. One Sada, one fat. We imported the bed in your man said one quid, and for a player no near being FC Barcelona, Nanka Chelsea for Quagine. We were expecting that at least the Gabonese name. He could have made a name for himself at club and often Chelsea, but it wasn't to be. I eventually ordered attack down the French legal board, Olympic de Marseille plus Kai Havertz. Kai and Sabaka in quote Chelsea they really wanted him out. Because no denim one he was not really giving the performances now we expect from him and we just club and often Arsenal. Even when all Arsenal, you can see that he's really struggling to continue from where he ended at team often buying for Liverpool before Chelsea. So this is just to mention but a few players, but I quote the combined 11 of players both Arsenal and then also Chelsea. A journal now streaming and you can see the list. Peter Cech will be in the goalpost. Lassana Diarra on the right side, David Luiz and William Gala as the central defenders. Then Ashiko on the left side of the defense. In film, what try, Ebenya Obite Emmanuel Petit, Jogging with fellow, and assess Fabregas. Then up front, Nicolas Anelka on the right side, Kai Havertz on the left side, Olivier Giroud leading the lines. Enya Villian Borges. Enya Obite Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang as part of the best players in the Wabo for both Chelsea and then also Arsenal. Now to the game proper. Mama congratulate Mikel Arteta. You will see in the on your results only against Manchester City, but off the field, even how I ever address the issues, and to add the mind games, I think that Mikel Arteta has really gotten to that level. And that I will follow the press conference. They were asking him about the progress, seemingly what to the team that is Chelsea set up from the man in Mauricio Pochettino, and as someone all can understand that once upon a time, no name club man. I want to be they happen to be in the same hotel room. And I know any be man. Or shown to the Sebi, ne younger brother. That is the mind games. And now Mikel Arteta they are only your own one of the most influential people, the man in Mauricio Pochettino. Only praise all account for no. Ejumole or Chelsea, he thinks the matches not won, they deserve more points than they have gotten and all that. Those are all mind games. All cannot outwit him just to sway you away from. They are able to now concentrate on pan. That is exactly what Mikel Arteta has done about the man in Mauricio Pochettino as far as ahead of this game or your concern. And I would want to congratulate him. He's really learning the job very well. Aside the results on the field of play. But the coach at Chelsea. The last time I make good news or surrounded this fixture ahead of it, the coming back of Rhys James. And I bet in your substantive captain, in your the leader of the setup, the first choice right back in Team Chelsea, Umbra Baka. It is a very good, that is news for the Blues. And in the substance, no bit Marco Correa and Albon as a right back. Malo Gusto Mina, they were suspended. Moya Rehoma Malo Gusto in the regime say play expect to go to international break Malo Gusto no ka France and set up no. In the regime say pray be opportunity now, but also Kobo and the red card. I feel left back one didn't even at Nankasano comfort zone as a left back. I bet no Albon as a right back. Player net apostle so be ya. I available as several suspension even the return on regime some sort of was and so aba. And say the player in Royal Malo Gusto, I bet you really will be wondering what is really wrong with you as far as career concerned. Now, for the probable say ahead of this fixture, no. a team that is Chelsea, for instance, Enya, Roberto Sanchez in the goal post. Ludovic Kowal had to even play as a left back for the Three Lions during the international break. And the man in that is Gary Southgate, he used to be with the cut and paste. A corner and the wall for the use Ludovic Kowal at the camp of Team Chelsea. The same would also put the use now with Chelsea. Another the Three Lions. It's cut and paste now to no continuing. Into the Yemu bring Black Stars, say Juma Papa Nolly. And how also she team why don't share one now? What for the use in Nakulam? So let's come at Bilbao. No use in a pepper or Black Stars in him. And the Ludovic had to play as a left back. And we are expecting that he will continue from there. In the presence of Kukurela and also Benchi Womina, then in your day, the coming back of Rhys James, if up to not pass late fitness test, even though within the week in the training, it was part of it. He will be there with Thiago Silva and also Azel Disasi. And I will prefer him ahead of Malo Gusso on the right side of the defense. In fifth one, the last time we ever came, Enzo Fernandez, Nenuya Moises Caicedo for the Coco Ball, international break on Monday, players of the, transfer, another international break on Abeno, a part of it. It's when you support from Conor Gallagher. With the ball, you can see that Conor Gallagher will be that playmaker. Now Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez will occupy the center circle. But will be about advance more than Enzo Fernandez. Now Moises Caicedo will just center circle. But the turnovers in the back. Not say Chelsea want to attack or turn into defense. I want to know why it's suspicious. I want to question marks in advance. So they are delighted to watch. Enzo Fernandez and then also Conor Gallagher will create a lot of overloads for the players in Raheem Sterling, Nicolas Jackson, and Cole Palmer. And as it stands now, the creator-in-chief in that Chelsea attack happens to be Cole Palmer. Or creating now them on Raheem Sterling and then also Nicolas Jackson, who have all proven to be profligate in front of goal. It's a question Arsenal. When the defense happens to be one of the strongest parts of the setup in a bed, you cannot go and be squandering chances. Actually, clubs will create a lot of chances in the Premier League now. Top 3 in the EPL this season now. Chelsea is part. But what is their conversion rate? On your papa. It is nothing to write home about. But the last 3 games on a bed, they've really learned from their mistakes. Compete so well. So that is with Arsenal. That is a Chelsea probable sinner selling to the morning. If you're Arsenal, David Raya did not good way to Aaron Ramsey. Ryan Norden the man way to Aaron Ramsey. And you expect to know to know about Ben White on the right side, Zinchenko on the left side, Gabriel Magalhae, William Saliba and Asteris Kakadano. But the mind games and the attack will play all along. We expect that the Okoka for Saliba during the press and a bed, it will be nothing to pay attention to cry. He will play. No toe injury even before Manchester is fiction. Yet there's Solina Teta was set William Saliba. In this say, under the press and a catch a pressman in there, or Channel William Saliba over pass late fitness test or bois. He just want to beat on the intelligence of Mauricio Pochettino. In fifth one that they are jogging fellow here against Manchester in the first half. He had to take Thomas Partey to come off the bench to be involved in that goal now Gabriel Martinelli Bebe for Arsenal. And we are anticipating that Partey will be given the nod ahead of Jorginho Fellow, as supposedly Nkobo against the former side. For the captain in Martin Odegaard and Declan Rice, I bet they are untouchables, and Chelsea should watch out for Declan Rice. The kind of exuberance, how he is able to overload and withdraw, to be that mobile, pick up the half spaces, I bet it's one that Team Chelsea cannot match. Mihundo Conor Gallagher, Moises Caicedo, and Enzo Fernandez, they can stop the presence of the player in Martin Odegaard, Thomas Partey, and then also Declan Rice. So the battle in the midfield net day. I bet on paper, any of the monk of Arsenal from Chelsea to compare Arsenal, they should have been equals. In the ADB any ball, Moises Caicedo by Thomas Partey. And yet, the answer they cast some the last 3 seasons. ADB Partey wire with his life, and also Moises Caicedo na ebi. They year to near Bobo. Near that the presence that attention at the end. Moises Caicedo no buy that in Thomas Partey. So both to compare both pivots, I would have gone for Moises Caicedo because Partey non in the monocanas now from can open up. In the Conor Gallagher, I should know Kunlun Sanso Bay. Oh, Team Chelsea. Eventually, they wanted to even push him out, but because of no qualities, and the watch in recent past in Internet bed, Declan Rice has been there and about for West Ham setup, even though he's a very quality player. On open the said the name compare Conor Gallagher, Obetwenimu, but Martin Odegaard, Enzo Fernandez. What is the difference? What is the difference? So the trials in the midfield of the park and I bet on paper they seem to be very equal, but how are they coached? How are they to the Ubiamon to as one fan food, no fan Jumano? A corner ben, I want to be in one coach to one morning. What do the field of player ask now when better than Team Chelsea? You know, when you will be a Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, and then also Bukayo Saka, another player, as a result, no, Bukayo Saka. And no, so no, I bet. I mean, Arteta had to add him to William Saliba. Nedena, I am anticipating that Saka will be up for Team Arsenal and no, so get the goals for them as far as this fixture is concerned. Bukayo Saka was the number 7, the right-sided winger of Team Arsenal. A coach will be our Obebo as the left wing back and then pull left back for Team Chelsea. Now, it should be Levico. Another test for him. Few times that he's gotten the opportunity to play as a left back and I bet on your back. But the question fixtures so another opponent of it is Bournemouth, it is Burnley, it is Fulham. Those are the clubs. Now Arsenal is coming. Who is coming with Arsenal? It is Bukayo Saka, one of the best players as far as the Premier League stands now, or you're concerned. And then you have William Saliba and some point fully fit over to my ball than my team Arsenal. I bet you have something to smile about. And for one of the previous fixtures between the two sides, Nebona Arsenal one and said that Team Chelsea do kakra. Arsenal no said the last 4 games in the Casa in the Chelsea are yet to record a win. They expanded the core at least 6 matches and Sunday when the Chelsea get 2 wins and Arsenal Wokita, that is all 4 wins. So for this fixture straightforward, regardless of the venue, I bet the 3 has 1 point in the Ghannese.
All right.
3 has 1 point. I bet Mukukuniya na Medama the Ghannese. Mami with the Italian Serie A fixture, AC Milan versus Juventus at the Giuseppe Meazza, and I bet. I'm happy for Juve. Last year, when I offered the brain, I anticipated Robotum was started this season on such a beautiful note. In the the top 3 clubs of the Italian Serie A, now Juventus count. The top 3 clubs of the Italian Serie A, Juventus, among 8 matches a while, but I bet we win 5, we'll draw 2, we'll lose just 1. One will lose. Now, I want to what done so le beginning. Inter Milan, AC Milan, Obia lose 1-1. AC Milan at the first, and only Juventus no other 3rd. AC Milan on the first, no, get 21 points. Juventus the 3rd with 17 points. Just 2 separating on Inter Milan or the 2nd. This is the Juventus 2 major 3 has 1 point in a bed. Worse than one of our the 2nd position. And they face a lot of problems on and off the field. On and off the field. Aside the injuries and the suspensions all about, and then also the bribery scandals all surround the team, and on the doping tests when the players will feel now they betting scandals now. I bet it is so enormous. Or Dawson, them a club often the Juventus, but for them to still have kept their concentration level and to be competing at this stage, and for one of the last 6 fixtures, a while by bed, we'll get 4 wins, we'll lose 1 and a while draw 1 pay. The last time they had to lose a match, no, now or it's a solo and a Wallace one, 2-0, and it was by 4 goals to 2. That was the last time and team of the Juventus will lose a fixture as far as the Italian Serie A concerned. But AC form was sort of I also 1 loss, 1 draw, and a win in the last 6 matches. That is with AC Milan. The last draw was in the UEFA, that is Champions League against Team Borussia Dortmund. Aside that, all the last 4 matches but in the Italian Serie A, it's a win for club that is AC Milan. In Sebeshia, such a side, I bet, also they perform beyond the normal. A bubble one who then on the Kakran Sana. It na achieve their expect the bottom name, but if head to head between the 2 sides, and then span on about 7 matches way back in the bone there. AC Milan one answer that Team Juventus World Kakra. AC one answer the Team Juventus World Kakra. It started with a 3-0, 1-1, 0-0, 2-0 for AC Milan, 1-0 for AC Milan, and then also 2-2. So the last 3 matches no kwano. It is only a draw for Juventus and Kenya will lose, and that may AC Milan. And the materials now only being on so we are fully fit over to they are very much ready. In your goalkeeping department of Antonio Miranti. In the McMahon had to play for the French national team during the international break. But there's anticipation that probably Antonio Miranti will be in there because of the record no Kokonya on the Olivier Giroud Koko de goal. And they expected Olivier Giroud starting as a first choice goalkeeper. So Antonio Miranti, the backup goalkeeper, will be there. David Calabria, Malik Etiao, Fiekayo Tomori, and then also Alessandro, that is Florenzimo, will be in there for Team AC Milan in their defensive side. Then I confirm for also Yasin Adli, Tijani Rangers, and then also Ruby Luftushika. One of the most Juma, the club AC Milan. Because at the Tijani Rangers, at the Yasin Adli, and then also Ruby Luftushika, now about to Adrian Rabiot, about to Fabio Miretti, about to Manuel Locatelli, but they cannot compete. And Juventus no so na same no e bon no war border 3 back 5 midfielders and 2 attackers. But AC Milan no benya Christian Pulisic, Olivier Giroud, Rafael Leao in the attacking third. These are all prolific players. Rafael Leao, Bobo Egum, Olivier Giroud, Bobo Egum. Even the current form of the playing Christian Pulisic can never be underrated. This is a 5 backer. On paper you might be thinking that it makes sense, but who will win the battle in the middle of the park for you? And I want to Musuedi my club of an AC Milan. And they would have a support of wing backs in Philip Kostic and then also Vestin McKennie. McKennie need a typical pivot or an attacking midfielder. And I want as a mischief right wing back because we lose Cuadrado. And then I want Vestin McKennie on the right wing back position. The last time around against the Black Stars in for the Americans. Philip Kostic since we a playmaker nobody but Frankfurt and they walk off on the bay one as a ring and Pobio, one as a ring back. So with the ball for Juventus in attack, then they're playing Philip Kostic will create an overload to support. That is Moise Kean. Moise Kean is a typical number 9. So he will hover inside the penalty box together with Dusan Vlahovic. Now Manolo Catelli no ne Adrian Rabiot will push up now about support one, but they two no Enya Glesson Bremer, Daniel Rugani, and then also Federico Gattiabed. Acquainted him. The mid defender 3 which we acquainted him. And you just says in the goal post, he doesn't save a lot of balls. And I am anticipating that this is another game that Uje says will consider another goal. I see both sides scoring, but if there should be a winner, that bet straightforward. But remember the home team in AC Milan. But that's in the win ROONEY and Union Michael CARRICK one about until Libya now maybe with a pack the world bus. Still in our time, we have become coaches. A cool coach in Middlesbrough, now coaches will coach in Birmingham. But we are share a Juma Kakra Michaela. Michael Carrick, obey the Manchester United. At a point, they be in both of the Juma on a permanent basis. But I heard the auto look and associate and Rashi Carrick don't call a permanent coach from Manchester United. All of a sudden, I bet you're there, sorry, and you been there, Michael Carrick in a club in Middlesbrough. On who share Wayne Rooney, the club in Birmingham City. And then near DC United open in and over for Timina, the club around the 9th position. Or this, that is a 6th position there about and the Carrick can set up. So I wonder whether the 16th position it's an interesting time to see both players on the field of play. Say you coach the move Paris 2 year. You can know the kind of professionals are in the way for their both sides. You know, when ROONEY the 6th position. Or no go to a down you will no better for him. But Middlesbrough set up in a Carrick no. What are the 16th position? And honestly, no we are looking forward to how this fixture will go. 2 quality players for club Manchester United. Now opponents as far as the bench is concerned, we can only wish them all the very best of luck.
All right, 91.9 Spice FM. Betway, Ikitem the Dendena and the pay.